Episode 56 WL August 4th, 2024 talk show near neighbor whose solar panels work at 50% efficiency. In episode 56 WL1 talk show near neighbor whose solar panels work at 50% efficiency. 2 United States. Residential wood burning and vehicle emissions as major sources of environmentally. 3 Alaska and Oregon. 3 10 states plan to sue EPA over standards for residential wood burning stoves. RAWSEP View This 10-state lawsuit was initiated 1 year ago in August 2023. Has anything changed since the EPA responded preemptively in the spring of 2023 that the EPA could not make any changes to the wood stove certification program until at the earliest in 2027? 4 Arizona, 5 California, 6 Colorado, 7 Florida, 8 Nevada, 9 New York, 10 Tennessee, 11 Texas, 12 Washington, 13 Canada, 14 United Kingdom Teeside Wood burning incinerators, 15 Florida, 16 China, 17 India, 18 PM, 2.5 and human health. Main content. 1 RAWSEP talk show near neighbor whose solar panels work at 50% efficiency. Larry the Litigator. Hello near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners in the studio audience today to see an interview with another near neighbor of an indoor residential wood burner who just installed solar panels on her roof. For episode 56 WL we are interviewing a near neighbor of an indoor residential wood burner whose solar panels work at only 50% efficiency because of the wood smoke in the near neighbor's yard. I see all audience members are wearing our sensational and attractive ski goggles in solidarity as a group and also use daily to protect our eyes from wood smoke from our neighborhood indoor residential wood burners. Hello and welcome audience of near neighbors. Audience. We are out and about in this air purifier cleanse studio and feeling great to see this entertaining and educational talk show. Larry the Litigator thanks ski goggle wearing audience. Audience, we think you are swell. Larry the Litigator. Now our only guest today is a fervent solar panel enthusiast who persevered through wood smoke every single summer day while she was installing solar panels on her roof, which unfortunately is only 60 feet away from an indoor residential wood burner. Hello Solar Sue. Solar Sue, thank you and hello. Cough, cough, hack, hack. Excuse me, I am not crying, my eyes are watering for some reason. Larry the Litigator. I do not want to rain on your parade of solar panels, Solar Sue, but do you think that installing solar panels while surrounded by wood smoke on most occasions has anything to do with your coughing and running eyes? Solar Sue. I wore a KN95 mask and of course ski goggles while installing my solar panels. If I let the wood smoke stop me from installing solar panels, the terrorist would win. Sorry for the emphatic metaphor, but it seems eerily appropriate. I am taking the peaceful action of installing solar panels, but keeping in mind the unnecessary air pollution that I am experiencing through my neighbor's indoor residential wood burning done, which disturbs my peaceful enjoyment of my property at the same time. I am also reminded by the choking wood smoke of what ordinary United Kingdom citizens must be experiencing right now because of tire burning in the streets by the right-wing thugs in order to cause chaos unrelated to what the thugs say they're rioting about. Installing solar panels in the midst of unnecessary wood smoke also reminds me of the tire burning in Haiti by the dictator named Barbeque earlier this year. Anyway, everything is ancient history when there is a future to look forward to. The solar panels are installed. My job is done for the moment. Larry the Litigator. But the solar panels will only work at 50% efficiency every time wood smoke enters your yard from your neighbor's indoor residential wood burning. Solar Sue. That is a temporary cross I have to bear. I don't like it, but I have to lump it for now. Don't cry for me, Larry the Litigator. Larry the Litigator. But Solar Sue, is there light at the end of this smoke-filled tunnel you ascend to every time you go onto your roof, or even walk around in your yard? Solar Sue. Yes, I live in a state that just initiated a new United States federal government program in alliance with any United state which applied for the program. In Wisconsin, where I live, the HOMES program began on August 2nd, 2024. The HOMES program offers 100% rebates of up to $10,000 for households of 4 with an income up to $97,800, and so quality is low income because $97,800 is 80% of average income in Madison, Wisconsin, where I live. This rebate is available if the improvements in insulation and weatherization on my home add up to 35% reduction in energy required to heat and cool and provide utilities to my home. I qualify. I am officially low income enough. Yay. Larry the Litigator. So you can have your home better insulated and weatherized to keep some of the wood smoke from infiltrating your home? Solar Sue. Bingo. It won't be enough, but it is a start. I can stay inside my sealed home with multiple air purifiers running and breathe clean air unless I venture outside into my wood smoke-filled yard. I'm a winner. Larry the Litigator. But will your 60-foot away neighbor, and I'm betting you love thinking about every single foot away your indoor residential wood burning neighbor is from you. Your wood burning neighbor can perhaps also qualify as low income for weatherization and insulation of his own home, so he will not have to burn wood anymore? Solar Sue. Well, that is the ideal situation, but I think he is not low income since he paid twice as much for his home as I did. However, the publicity about this government rebate may reach his ears, and he may qualify for a partial refund, but not up to $10,000 as I probably will qualify for his low income. I do not know if he burns wood because he has to or recreationally, but I know he is hooked up to natural gas and has a natural gas bill that exceeds mine, so I do not know if economic incentives such as this carrot of practically free insulation and weatherization will affect his choices of home heating, whether clean home heating or not. The big enchilada is yet to come when by September 2024 in Wisconsin heat pump rebates in the form of the HERE program will be available. As an officially low-income person, I will qualify for at least $8,000 in a heat pump rebate based on a sliding income scale, which may mean I will owe practically nothing and have a clean heating and air conditioning unit in the form of a heat pump that will lower my heating and cooling bills the first month. I could have a dual system using my existing natural gas furnace if I am worried about Wisconsin winters, but these 2024 heat pumps are built to work down to 40 degrees below zero. Larry the Litigator. I'm happy if you are happy, Solar Sue. Solar Sue. 50% efficiency, 50% efficiency. I take what I can get and litigate my way to a better tomorrow if I can afford your rates, Larry the Litigator. Larry the Litigator. Hey, I'm doing this talk show pro bono. Anyway, great to hear the news of the HOMES insulation program starting in Wisconsin on August 2nd, 2024, and the HERE heat pump rebate program starting in Wisconsin in September 2024. And these programs will roll out across the United States by states who have applied for this Inflation Reduction Act money, right? Solar Sue, Yes, and New York State has had heat pump rebates since May 31st, 2024. Check out how that New York heat pump rebate is working online. Larry the Litigator. Good news for select states. Thank you, audience, for your rapt attention. Audience, we are happy for you, Solar Sue. Larry the Litigator. Keep it clean, audience, others, and Solar Sue, and adieu for now. For more information about the HOME Insulation Program and here heat pump program in Wisconsin, see RAWSEP, episodes 56 WK and 56 Y, excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. 2 United States. Residential wood burning and vehicle emissions as major sources of environmentally ACS publications. American Chemical Society. Snug, but unsafe. Your heater may be harming your health. What are your safest choices? RAWSEP View. It seems compulsory for headline writers to bow to convention and name wood burning as snug. Do you really feel snug when inhaling unnecessary wood smoke? Does feeling unhealthy feel snug? Or since emissions are designed to be shunted away to near neighbors, does it give you a cozy feeling when you are reducing the life expectancy of your neighbors unnecessarily? 3 Alaska and Oregon. 10 states plan to sue EPA over standards for residential wood-burning stoves. 10 states plan to sue EPA over standards for residential wood-burning stoves. Central Oregon Daily. That means programs that encourage people to trade in older stoves and other wood-burning appliances, such as forced air furnaces, have not necessarily. RAWSEP View This 10-state lawsuit was initiated 1 year ago in August 2023. Has anything changed since the EPA responded preemptively in the spring of 2023 that the EPA could not make any changes to the wood stove certification program until at the earliest in 2027? Is this article saying that trading wood stoves for natural gas furnaces has not been successful? Because it is a carrot rather than a stick. RAWSEP looks at this article to see if it says anything new since August 2024. After going to this website, it seems that this is just a reissue in July 2024 of an article from 2023. However, this lawsuit to merely change the wood stove certification program, perhaps to be more stringent with lower, safe levels of PM 2.5 emissions allowed from indoor residential wood stoves, is not the solution which RAWSEP thinks will work, nor the solution that RAWSEP thinks reflects the real-world needs of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners whose wood smoke PM 2.5 emissions enter the yards of near neighbors and sickens them. With the alternative of heat pumps that work down to 40 degrees below zero in 2024 with rebates up to $8,000 available, based on a sliding income scale by September 2024 in United States example of Wisconsin, there is no excuse of indigence for wood stove users to be able to switch to a clean home heating alternative and no excuse for not stopping indoor residential wood burning, which pollutes the air, threatens the health and lives of near neighbors, and causes them unnecessary medical bills and funeral costs, and also hastens climate change. The algorithm of Google Alerts sent this time capsule from 2023 to RAWSEP's inbox, so it is instructive to detail the ways that indoor residential wood burning harms near neighbors once again. The message of this article is that because of lobbying from the wood stove industry since inception of the wood stove certification program in 1988, standards have been lax, and even the lax standards of the Environmental Protection Agency EPA were compromised further to allow giant loopholes to compliance in wood stove manufacturing, which allowed most if not all wood stoves manufactured to be highly polluting, and a health hazard and a hazard to the planet. Whether choosing to burn solid fuels should even be allowed when cleaner alternatives have always been available since 1988 should have been examined in this article, but is not examined. Wood burning is 90% PM 2.5 particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lungs, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths. Wood burning emits 2.8 times the PM 2.5 in CO2 as the fossil fuel coal burning. Wood burning emits 450 times the PM 2.5 as the fossil fuel natural gas burning. Just do not burn wood to begin with, is RAWSEP's view. Key quote from the article showing the ineffective solution proposed by this 10 Attorney General suit that the status quo of replacing wood stoves with wood stoves should continue, which is not a solution at all. The agency supports programs aimed at replacing older, dirtier wood heaters with newer, cleaner models. From the article Central Oregon Daily, that means programs that encourage people to trade in older stoves and other wood-burning appliances, such as forced air furnaces, have not necessarily. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Juneau, Alaska. AP attorneys general from 10 states plan to sue the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, saying its failure to review and ensure emission standards for residential wood-burning stoves has allowed the continued sale of appliances that could worsen pollution. That means programs that encourage people to trade in older stoves and other wood-burning appliances, such as forced air furnaces, have not necessarily improved air quality, the states say. The states involved are Alaska, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington, as well as the Puget Sound Clean Air Agency. They allege that the EPA's current standards are not good enough, and that even if they were, the agency's testing and certification program is so ineffective that it has failed to ensure those standards. The EPA declined to comment on pending litigation. The EPA's Office of Inspector General, in a report released in February, found the EPA's 2015 performance standards for residential wood heaters was flawed and said the agency has approved methods that lack clarity and allow too much flexibility. As a result, certification tests may not be accurate, do not reflect real-world conditions, and may result in some wood heaters being certified for sale that emit too much particulate matter pollution, the report said. The agency supports programs aimed at replacing older, dirtier wood heaters with newer, cleaner models and distributed about $82 million in grants for residential exchanges between fiscal years 2015 and 2021, the report said. However, if the replacement models do not meet emission standards, because of the reasons described above, millions of federal, state, and local dollars could be wasted, it said. EPA officials, in response to a draft of the report, said they take the concerns seriously and would continue to take steps to address testing and certification issues. The report also noted that about 39% of households in the Fairbanks, North Star Borough in Alaska's interior use wood-fired heaters in the winter when temperatures can plunge well below 0 degrees F, minus 18 degrees Celsius. The area is susceptible to inversions that trap layers of cold air close to the ground, and that in turn traps pollution for days or weeks at a time. More than 3,000 wood-burning appliances were replaced in the region between 2010 and 2021 through a change-out program supported by federal, state, and local money, but the report said local residents do not know whether wood heaters in their homes meet standards, and poor air quality continues to be a concern. For Arizona, ozone high pollution advisory issued for Maricopa County for August 1st to 2nd, 2024. Arizona Emergency Information Network, AZ.gov. Conserve electricity. HPA restrictions. Wood burning in residential fireplaces, chimneys, outdoor fire pits, and similar outdoor fires is prohibited. 5 California MODOC. Poor air quality in MODOC due to park fire. MODOC record. Also avoid using your gas stove with stove burning candles, or even vacuuming to keep from adding to or stirring up the particles from the smoke. 6A Colorado City of Boulder enacts emergency rule in response to wildfire risk. City of Boulder fire on private, and while open burning was already prohibited, this new rule expands the ban to charcoal grills and barbecues. Coal and wood. 6B Colorado Boulder. A guide to wildfire evacuation alerts the Boulder Reporting Lab. First, the 2 wildfires burning campfires and stove fires on both private and public lands, including charcoal grills and wood-burning stoves. 6C Colorado Denver. Several Colorado areas under burn restrictions. What does it mean? Fox 31 Denver KDVR. Smoke from a wildland fire burning along the ridges near the Kin. Charcoal-fueled fires, warming fires, and outdoor wood-burning stoves. 6D Colorado. Wildfire plumes in Denver metro area pose health concerns. News. DenverGazette.com. Denver Gazette. PM 2.5, also known as particulate matter 2.5, is a type of air pollution comprised of tiny particles 2.5 micrometers or less in diameter that are so. 7 Florida. Citrus County. CCFR respond to sprinkler alarm activation at local church. Citrus County Chronicle an activity taking place Tuesday at Gulf to Lake Baptist Church that of a wood burning on a wall in the building housing the ministry, and CCFR respond to sprinkler alarm activation at local church. 8 Nevada. Reno. Veterinarians encourages owners to protect their pets from heavy smoke. KTVN. And dogs that have allergic bronchitis or any type of inflammatory lung disease, it's going to hurt them too significantly. Wood says when smoke. 9 New York Hudson Valley. Nanuet. Ozone high-level smoke. Hudson Valley air quality poor. Nanuet, New York. Patch reduce or eliminate outdoor burning and attempt to minimize indoor sources of PM 2.5 such as smoking. 10 Tennessee. Madison. Madison family displaced after house fire. WKRN. A family was displaced after a fire damaged their home in Madison early Friday morning. We started smelling wood burning and I just called 11A Texas. El Paso County Sheriff's Office working to prevent more fires. KKTV. Wood burning stoves. 11B Texas. Quick action saves George West Steakhouse from major fire. South Texas News. Com Fire. Marshall Wallach said a preliminary investigation indicated that the fire was caused by grease buildup from a wood-burning grill. RAWSEP View. Just do not burn wood to begin with and save money on pricey fire department calls. 12 Washington. Seattle. RAWSEP View. PM 2.5 from unnecessary air shows is not caused by wood burning, but this article recognizes that PM 2.5 from any source should be avoided if possible, in this case by canceling Blue Angels air shows. Let's honor the past but bid farewell to the Blue Angels. The Seattle Times. Seafair crowds and neighbors in South Seattle pay not just the cost of a ticket, but also suffer health harm from highly inhalable PM 2.5 particles. 13A Canada. Alberta. Protecting yourself against forest fire smoke during wildfire season. CFWE FM. CFWE radio smoke called fine particulate matter, PM 2.5. PM 2.5 can be found in various burning fuels like wood, coal burning, tobacco, and aerosols. 13B Canada. Alberta Slave Lake Forest Area Wildfire Update August 1, 2024. The Alberta Wildfire Blog. Government of Alberta. Visit www.firesmoke.ca to see where the smoke is coming from. Propane fire pits are still allowed during a fire ban, but wood-burning fires are not. 13C Canada. British Columbia. Kelowna. Light smoke arriving in Valley for long weekend news. Kelowna Daily Courier. CA Kelowna Daily Courier. The worst air quality ever recorded in Kelowna was in August 2019 when the PM 2.5 reading was 473 micrograms per cubic meter. As of Friday 14, United Kingdom Teeside is burning, and it's getting worse. Northeast bylines. The advantage here is that this incinerator already exists, a biomass white elephant that was ostensibly built to burn wood pellets. Teeside is burning, and it's getting worse. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Incinerators on Teeside. Another new pop-up waste incinerator is planned for Teeside. Greenwashing. Teeside is already ground zero for waste burning, but a motley crew of venture capitalists, greenwashers, and just plain chancers want to jump into the already crowded pool. Sometimes they'll call it a biomass facility to throw us off the scent, but the reality is that they just want to burn more stuff. Here on Teeside, we're already burning the domestic waste of nearly 4 million people. If the promoters get their way, it'll increase to 10 million. Here is a map of all of the existing and proposed facilities on Teeside. Red Cars pop-up incinerator on life support? But pop-up incinerators have a life of their own, and we can't write this one off yet. Stockton Zombie Incinerator. On April 11, 2024, a company called Solar 21 revived a dormant planning application to build an incinerator called the Tees Green Energy Park, TGEP. Solar 21 failing to explain where the 240,000 tons per year, TPA, of waste that they intended to burn would come from. This would serve a population of about 600,000 people. Where do these people live? White Elephant's Graveyard MGT Teeside at T-Sport. The advantage here is that this incinerator already exists, a biomass white elephant that was ostensibly built to burn wood pellets. But it's never burned anything, despite the £650 million price tag. However, once you've built one of these, the waste can come from anywhere. Also on PD Port's property, the T-Sport Renewable Energy Center in South Bank. On the opposite bank, Port Clarence Energy. Just as with MGT Teeside, this is another white elephant wood pellet biomass plant that has never operated. This one was completed 5 years ago, although in January 2024 they received an Environment Agency permit to burn RFD. I thought they might. Incinerator cluster to complete the 6 River Tees incinerators, Billingham Reach EFW. If built, this will be just down the road from the 2 giant Suez incinerators at Haverton Hill. The biomass scam. We've seen one element of the biomass scam, how biomass can suddenly morph into waste burning. But there's more extensive codology going on. So-called green biomass is effectively a ruse to defer the burning of material so that it takes place elsewhere. Teeside is becoming world-beating at this sleight of hand, with the former ICI complex at Wilton at its center. For a side gig, the complex includes the Wilton 10 wood-burning incinerator and the Wilton 11 incinerator, which burns the waste of the 1.5 million citizens of Merseyside and Halton. How green is all this? Back on April 5, 2024, the previous Conservative administration had a nervous breakdown about the sheer number of incinerators being built, so they announced a moratorium on new builds. But the moratorium ended on May 24, 2024. Perhaps the new Labour government could review the situation, encouraging local authorities to reverse declining recycling rates and put an end to the gravy train of incinerator building. Your own pop-up incinerator. So why did we add to this free-for-all by introducing slack planning laws that encourage people to junk their central heating boilers and replace them with wood-burning stoves? It satisfies a primeval urge, apparently, in case the combat gear and the Mitsubishi Shogun aren't doing it for you. And you needn't stop at logs. As soon as your wood-burning stove is in place, you can throw anything into the mix. A few tons of cheap knockoff coal, for example. Newspapers, magazines, and plastic bottles burn well too. You can make your neighbors' lives a misery while simultaneously spewing CO2 and PM 2.5 particulates into the atmosphere. 15 Europe. Revised Industrial Emissions Directive enters into force. Environment. European Union Environment. RAWSEP View. If emissions from wood burning are not counted toward meeting the European Union countries' climate goals, then the gross pollution of PM 2.5 will still continue in the European Union unabated. RAWSEP looked at the wording of this article and did not see wood burning nor biomass burning reduction mentioned in the verbiage. However, the revised directive recognizes for the first time in EU environmental law the right to seek compensation for damage to their health caused by illegal pollution. Whether unnecessary polluting wood burning or biomass burning is illegal or can become illegal is the question. There are clean alternatives to wood burning in 2024. From the article, excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. By 2050, the implementation of the revised directive is expected to reduce emissions of key air pollutants PM 2.50 pollution. Modernized rules on industrial and livestock rearing emissions enter into force. The latest rules will help promote innovation in new and emerging technologies and foster material efficiency and decarbonization by encouraging greener practices. Industrial emissions. The updated directive on industrial and livestock rearing emissions will enter into force on Sunday, August 4, 2024, revising the former Industrial Emissions Directive, IED. In line with the zero pollution ambition of the European Green Deal, the revised directive will result in less emissions from large industrial installations and pig and poultry farms. This will ensure a healthier environment for people and the planet whilst spurring innovation, rewarding frontrunners, and providing industry with a level playing field on the EU market and improved investment certainty. The revised directive recognizes for the first time in EU environmental law the right to seek compensation for damage to their health caused by illegal pollution. Accountability is also significantly increased through greater public participation in the permitting process, improved access to justice, and better access to information. The new Industrial Emissions Portal Regulation, IEPR, entered into force on May 22, 2024. It will enhance access to environmental data, allowing citizens to gain insight into permits issued in the EU and on polluting activities in their immediate surroundings. Next steps. Member states now have 22 months to transpose the revised IED. The Commission will adopt secondary legislation, implementing and delegated acts to complement the law and assist with its application. Data will be first reported to the new Industrial Emissions Portal in 2028. Background. The directive on industrial and livestock rearing emissions provides national permitting authorities with environmental norms for around 75,000 large industrial installations and livestock farms in the EU. These installations must comply with emissions conditions by applying activity-specific, best available techniques. In April 2022, the Commission proposed to revise the former Industrial Emissions Directive to modernize it and make it more efficient in line with the European Green Deal objectives of zero pollution, climate neutrality, and resource efficiency. 16 China, Shanghai, Nanjing, and Wuhan. PM 2.5 and air quality predictions and subsequent air quality management. Optimized air quality management based on air quality index prediction and air pollutants. Nature. In Shanghai, Nanjing, and Wuhan, both PM 2.5 and PM 10 were critical, with ozone also identified as a major air pollutant. This study not only advances 17A India monthly ambient air quality snapshot. July 2024 Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air ranking as India's 26th most polluted city. In July 2024, Delhi's PM 2.5 pollution levels at 40 micrograms per cubic meter were just equivalent to the annual NOx, but 817B India. Delhi's air quality plunges to severe category daily Sunday. The PM 10 level touched 500, the highest on the scale, while the PM 2.5 was recorded at 455. The average PM 10 level was 458, while the average PM 2.5 18 APM 2.5 in Alzheimer's. Research advances at the Alzheimer's Association International Conference. First word pharma. PM 2.5 such as motor vehicles and factories. Researchers found an increased risk of dementia diagnosis due to wildfire. PM 2.5 18 BPM 2.5 and loss of independence. Air pollution exposure may be linked to loss of independence later in life. Pulmonology advisor. Particulate matter less than 2.5 micrometers in diameter. PM 2.5